Physics has rules, absolute, unbreakable rules, rules that have been tested for over 100 years by the smartest minds in human history. And for the most part, the universe obeys them. But not always. There are 10 things sitting in our universe right now that should not be here. Not according to Einstein, not according to quantum mechanics, not according to anything we know. These are not theories. These are confirmed, observed, measured anomalies that have left the world's greatest physicists completely speechless. By the time this video ends, you will never look at the night sky the same way again. Let's go. Number 10. The star that shoots jets faster than light. We start with something that breaks the speed of light. And I do not mean almost breaks it. I mean shatters it in front of our telescopes. In the galaxy M87, the same galaxy that gave us the first ever image of a black hole, there is a jet of plasma being fired out at what appears to be 6 times the speed of light. 6 times! The universal speed limit is 1 times the speed of light. Nothing is supposed to move faster. Einstein's entire theory of special relativity is built on this single rule. So what is happening? The jet is moving at nearly the speed of light, but aimed almost directly at us. The geometry creates an illusion where the plasma appears to outrun light itself. But here is the problem. Our instruments cannot tell the difference. When we see it, it looks real. It measures real. If we did not know the geometry, we would conclude physics is broken. And that raises a terrifying question. How many other things in space are we misreading the same way? Number 9. The planet where it rains glass. Let me take you to a planet that looks beautiful from a distance, a stunning deep blue color, the kind of blue that reminds you of Earth from space. You might even call it peaceful. It is not peaceful. HD 189733b is a gas giant located 64 light-years from Earth. Its atmosphere reaches temperatures of 1,000 degrees Celsius, and it has wind, not regular wind that travels at 5,400 miles per hour, 7 times the speed of sound. But the worst part is what's in that wind. The atmosphere is loaded with silicate particles, tiny fragments of glass suspended in the air and hurled sideways at supersonic speeds. It rains glass, horizontally at 5,400 miles per hour. If you stood on this planet, you would be sandblasted into nothing in milliseconds. But from 64 light-years away, it looks like a calm blue paradise. The universe is very good at making dangerous things look safe, almost like it is hiding something. Number 8. The void that should not be empty. Imagine driving through a city and suddenly nothing. No buildings, no roads, no people, just flat, empty land for 300 miles in every direction. You would immediately know something was wrong. Something removed everything that was supposed to be there. This is exactly what astronomers found in 2007, the Boötes void, a region of space roughly 330 million light-years across, containing almost no galaxies whatsoever. In the universe, galaxies cluster together in filaments and walls. Empty regions exist, but they are small. They fill in over time. The Boötes void is not small. It is so enormous that if the Milky Way were sitting at its center, we would not have known other galaxies existed until the 1950s. The void is simply too big. Our models of cosmic structure formation cannot produce a void this large in the time the universe has existed. Gravity has not had enough time to sweep this region clean. So what swept it? Astronomers have suggested it could be a region where dark energy is unusually concentrated, pushing all matter away. Nobody knows. What we do know is that something the size of 330 million light-years is missing, and whatever took it left no evidence behind. Number 7. The black hole too big to exist. Black holes grow slowly. That's the rule. When a black hole eats too fast, the radiation it produces pushes surrounding matter away, slowing its own growth. This is called the Eddington limit. It's a physical ceiling. It means that in the early universe, when everything was young, black holes should have been small. They hadn't had enough time to grow. Then the James Webb Telescope looked back to just 570 million years after the Big Bang, when the universe was barely 4% of its current age, and found a black hole with a mass of 10 billion suns. Our entire Milky Way's black hole has a mass of 4 million suns. This one has 10 billion, in a universe that was only 570 million years old. For this black hole to reach that size that quickly, it would have had to eat matter at 40 times the maximum rate that physics allows, continuously, without stopping, from the very moment the universe existed. Astronomers have named these objects impossible quasars, and James Webb keeps finding more of them. The early universe is packed with monsters that should not have had time to be born. Number 6. More water than all Earth's oceans floating in space. Water requires very specific conditions to form. On Earth, liquid water is so precious that its existence here is considered one of the main reasons life developed. We protect it. We search for it on other planets as the #1 sign of life. In 2011, astronomers discovered a reservoir of water floating in space around a quasar called APM 08279 plus 555. Not a puddle, not a lake, a cloud of water vapor holding 140 trillion times the amount of water in all of Earth's oceans combined. It's the largest known reservoir of water in the entire universe, and it exists surrounding an active black hole, one of the most violently hostile environments imaginable, where radiation levels would destroy most molecules instantly. Water should not survive there, but it does, in quantities so vast they cannot be truly comprehended. This discovery raised a question that keeps astrobiologists awake at night. If water is this abundant in the most hostile place imaginable, what else might be out there, in places we have never thought to look?
Number 5. The signal that came from nowhere. On August 15, 1977, astronomer Jerry Eman was reviewing radio telescope data at Ohio State University. Scanning the sky for signs of intelligent life, routine work mostly boring. Then, he saw it. A radio signal so strong and so perfectly structured that he circled it on the printout and wrote one word in red pen next to it. Wow! The wow signal lasted exactly 72 seconds. It was centered on the hydrogen frequency, the exact frequency scientists had theorized an intelligent civilization would use to broadcast, because hydrogen is the most common element in the universe. It was the signal SETI had been searching for since 1960. It has never been detected again. In over 40 years of searching with increasingly powerful instruments, that patch of sky near the constellation Sagittarius has produced nothing. Natural sources like pulsars and quasars repeat. They follow patterns. The wow signal came once and vanished. In 2016, a team claimed it was caused by a comet, but comets do not produce focused narrowband radio signals on the hydrogen frequency. The physics simply do not support it. The official status of the wow signal today is unknown origin. It is the most significant thing we have ever received from space, and we have no idea who sent it. Number 4. The planet made of diamond. 55 Cancri E is a real planet, confirmed, studied extensively. It orbits a star 41 light-years from Earth, and according to researchers from Yale University, its surface and interior are composed largely of diamond and graphite. The planet is twice the size of Earth, with a mass 8 times greater. Its surface temperature reaches approximately 3,900 degrees Fahrenheit. At those temperatures, combined with extreme internal pressure, carbon does not form rock, it forms diamond. Researchers estimate that at least 1/3 of the planet's mass, roughly 3 times the mass of the entire Earth, could be pure diamond. The total value of this planet in human economic terms has no meaningful number. The entire GDP of Earth across the next several billion years would not cover it. But here is what makes this unsettling rather than exciting. It is 41 light-years away, and it will never, in any realistic human timeline, be reachable. The universe created something of incomprehensible value and placed it just far enough away that we can see it clearly, but never touch it. If that does not sound deliberate, think about it again. Number 3. The ghost galaxy with no dark matter. Here's something you need to understand first. Dark matter is invisible. We cannot see it, touch it, or detect it directly, but we know it exists because of gravity. Every galaxy we have ever observed rotates too fast. The visible stars alone do not have enough mass to hold the galaxy together at those speeds. Something invisible provides the extra gravity. That something is dark matter. It makes up 27% of the entire universe. Every single galaxy ever found contains it, except one. NGC 1052 is a galaxy discovered in 2018, roughly the same size as the Milky Way, but 200 times fewer stars. A ghostly, faint, ultra-diffuse galaxy. What shocked the world was not its appearance, it was its rotation. NGC 1052 rotates at exactly the speed its visible matter alone would predict. No extra gravity, no dark matter, none. This single galaxy broke physics in 2 directions at once. If dark matter does not exist and gravity works differently, every calculation we have made about the universe is wrong. But if dark matter does exist, how did this galaxy form without any? Where did it go? This ghost galaxy is either proof that dark matter is fake or proof that something took it. Neither answer is comfortable. Number 2. The signals that release more energy than the sun in milliseconds. In less time than it takes you to blink, something in the universe releases more energy than the sun produces in 3 entire days. It fires this energy as a focused beam of radio waves across billions of light-years of space. Then it stops. We call these fast radio bursts, and they are one of the most violently debated mysteries in modern astrophysics. The first was discovered in 2007, buried in old telescope data. Since then, we have detected hundreds. Some appear once and never repeat. Others repeat with no predictable pattern. One source fired over 1,600 bursts in a single 47-day window. Then silence. Then bursts again. Neutron star collisions release this kind of energy, but only once. They cannot repeat. Magnetars have been proposed, but the math only works for some bursts, not all. In 2019, a team of Harvard astronomers published a peer-reviewed paper suggesting fast radio bursts could be consistent with energy leakage from spacecraft using directed energy for propulsion across billions of light-years. That paper was not dismissed. It was peer-reviewed and published. We do not know what fast radio bursts are. We just know that whatever produces them has access to energy on a scale we cannot engineer and cannot explain. Number 1. You. The most impossible thing in the universe is not a black hole. It is not a glass rain planet. It is not a signal from deep space. It is you. And I can prove it with mathematics. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. For the first 9 billion years, nothing lived. No planets complex enough. No chemistry stable enough. Then Earth formed. For the first billion years, nothing but rock and gas. Then single-celled life appeared. Then for another 2.5 billion years, only microbes. Then complex life. Then mammals. Then 300,000 years ago, us. But it gets more specific. The exact chain of events required to produce you, your specific parents, the specific moment, the specific combination going back through every ancestor, every survival, every near-death experience in your entire family line across millions of years. The probability of you specifically existing has been calculated at 1 in 10 to the power of 2,685,000. That's not 1 in a million. That's a 1 followed by 2,685,000 zeros. By every mathematical measure, you should not exist. The universe should have produced chaos, not consciousness, rock, not reasoning. But here you are, watching a video about impossible things, without realizing that the most impossible thing in the frame is the person watching it. The universe broke its own rules to make you. The least you can do is find that remarkable. From plasma jets that outrun light, to ghost galaxies with missing dark matter, to a signal from the void that nobody can explain, the universe is full of things that break every rule we built to describe it. And every time we find one of these impossibilities, it doesn't mean physics is wrong. It means physics is incomplete. We are still writing the rule book, and the universe keeps adding chapters we never expected. If this video made you see the cosmos differently, hit subscribe, because this channel goes where the questions are uncomfortable and the answers are even stranger. The next video will break something else you thought you knew. Stay with us.